I was so
So, hey, good afternoon and welcome to Curry Talks. This is the show where we learn more about the Curry community, and today we have President Quigley to tell us a little bit about what's going on, so welcome.
Cole, great to be here. Thank you for the invitation. I've been looking forward to it ever since Olivia reached out at the beginning of the semester.
Awesome, awesome. So, there's been a little bit of construction going on in the quad, not that you are unaware of, but this the new Science and Integrated Learning Commons boasts 20,000 square feet of building, and you guys are going to be renovating the science building. So what will you kind of do, what will you kind of think that this is going to do for campus? And
there's been a little bit of building going on, Cole. There's going to be a lot more soon because we're actually starting the construction in earnest next Wednesday, right, or which would be Wednesday the 22nd, the day before Thanksgiving, okay, in case folks watch this on a day other than today. And I can't tell you how excited I am about that facility. Students who are here now can't remember being here prior to the Student Center being here.
Right.
And that building opened 7 years ago, and I really believe that the SILC building, which is an acronym for the Science and Integrated Learning Commons building, will do for academic affairs and our students on the academic side what the Student Center has done for student affairs and students on the student side.
Awesome, awesome. And how does this kind of help you guys compete with other schools in the area?
More so than competing with other schools, which it unequivocally will do, it's going to allow us to serve our students better on both the S side and the ILC side. The SILC building, and the name was phrased by our provost, Dr. Dave Serbaki, and the science and the learning commons are both really designed around the most important mission the college has, which is student success, both in the college and after they graduate.
Of course, of course. And kind of talking about, that New England competition, how does a school kind of handle New England kind of having a lower average college student age than before?
It's a tremendous challenge. I was able to give one of our campus meetings yesterday where twice a semester the entire staff gets together in the Keith Auditorium and get a presentation from me as to the status and direction of the college and topical issues. And there were 3 topics of the presentation yesterday. One was enrollments, the second was the SILC building, and the third was the strategic plan, all of which really come together. And I put a chart up that showed the United States of America, and it had for each state a color. And it ranged from bright green, which was growth,
okay, to
bright red, which was contraction.
Okay.
All of New England was bright red.
Wow.
And most students go to college within an automobile ride of where they live. And for our students, close to 70% come from New England, and close to 85% come from New England and the contiguous Mid-Atlantics, New York, and so forth. All of those states were bright red, meaning there are less 18-year-olds today, next year, the year after, and so forth. And in terms of keeping the college full in light of those demographic challenges, because in addition to having the least number of 18-year-olds, we also have the most number of colleges. So if you look at the classic economic supply and demand, it's not a good model.
Right.
And I believe that the way we respond to that is, again, through student success. If we retain and graduate more of the students, then the college will maintain its size and perhaps grow just a little bit, notwithstanding a tremendously challenging environment.
Right. And how are you guys going to kind of work to combat that, that minor age? The SILC building will certainly do that. And can you kind of talk about some of the other amenities, like I heard there was going to be a food court?
The SILC building is going to, in my view, be tremendous. What's in it is a product of collaboration of faculty and staff. Bob O'Connell, who leads facilities, and Dr. Susan Panini, who leads institutional planning, have spearheaded the project. Dr. Serbaki, our provost, Dr. Coakley, our associate vice president of academic affairs, and Mike Bosco, our assistant vice president, have brought all of the science faculty in, as well as the student support groups, and have probably spent 2 years designing the building.
Wow.
And there's a video of the building that's probably between 3 and 5 minutes. I would commend it to your attention. In fact, CC8 may want to get a copy of it and run it. It really walks people right through the building.
Awesome.
I believe that the science facilities, are you familiar with how we're going to stage the construction and the timing?
Yeah, so first you're going to build the new building and then renovate the science building and then connect the two and then connect to the library?
I'm unsurprised that you've got it right, Cole. That's exactly. We're going to start building the new structure, which is that glass structure that you see that kind of joins to both the existing science building and to the library. We're starting that on the 22nd of November in 17, and that should be done in December of 18.
Okay.
Then the faculty will move from the existing science building with students and classes here, and we will start total gut of the science building, and the renovation of that will start December 18, January 19, and that should be complete summer of 19, so the whole project opens up.
For the class of 2024.
You're good with the math. I have to always stop and think exactly what years we're going to achieve. And the science facilities will attract, to come back to your question, they'll attract students in those majors.
Right.
And we're adjusting the academic portfolio because we believe jobs of the future for our students are so much through the sciences. And award those facilities, because our science facilities today are not up to snuff.
Right.
And in many ways, if you've been in that science building and you see it's old, it's tired, that's what our student center was like before.
Right, right.
And we went from a 20,000 square foot square box student center to an 84,000 square foot facility we have today. And I believe the transformation there will be the same. But it's important, as you've pointed out, to remember this isn't just about the sciences. It's about student success in a number of areas. It's about the general education curriculum. We think CJ majors are going to get an awful lot of benefit out of this building as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be all those seminar rooms and the learning commons that are going to be accessible 24/7. So how do you kind of see that, helping students and, helping students succeed like you guys are planning?
In a variety of ways. Beyond the fact that we're going to support the sciences and nursing, one of our largest programs, through the new science facilities, the active learning classrooms will benefit Gen Ed and a number of others. And the other thing is, so much of learning and work today involves collaboration.
Right.
And the building is tech smart, it's designed for collaboration, and we really think it'll be a vibrant hub. That it is being designed to invite people in, not to keep them out.
Right, right.
And students with students, students with faculty, students with staff.
Awesome, awesome. And to kind of move a little bit, unfortunately in the past few months there have been a lot of biased incidents that have occurred on campus, obviously, and the phrase hate has no home here has really taken to effect. And can you kind of talk about what you and administration are doing to kind of instill that message and tell people that hate doesn't belong here?
There is nothing that upsets this community, students, faculty, staff, alumni, more than acts of bias. And there is nothing that is more offensive to what this college believes in than acts of bias. Every student is welcome at Curry College. Every student is respected and celebrated both for who they are and who they wish to become. And while there are acts of bias, they will never be tolerated here. And one act of bias in a year is one way too many.
Absolutely. And where do you kind of see the school kind of going in the next, maybe 5 years, with maybe some less hate incidents and maybe that new Silk building to kind of...
Every element of this campus community is engaged in stamping out and making certain that we have a culture that doesn't tolerate acts of bias. I've been so impressed by the student leadership in this. Faculty, staff, students, and the external partners we've reached out to, from the ADL to the Milton Police to all the training we've received. And it's a community effort. It really is. And some of the great things we've done, the BERT team, the Bias Incident Response Team, which is comprised of students, faculty, and staff, the portal that we've put up so that people can make reports and people can see what occurred, what the institution's response is, and it's something that is on the minds of students, faculty, and staff every day. And those signs are which were, by the way, were the idea of the diversity committee.
Right.
And it was a recommendation to me, which it took me to say, my office will fund and support those, and I'd like to have one in front of my office, please.
Awesome, great. And before we run out of time, if money wasn't an issue, what would you do to Curry College tomorrow?
If money wasn't an issue, I would make certain that no student ever had to leave Curry College because they couldn't afford a Curry College education. That's my answer.
Awesome, great. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. This was another episode of Curry Talks, and I'm Cole McNana. Thanks for joining us, and please join me again.
Thank you. It's great to be here.